All right, before I get into James Burke's interview with the astronauts, I just want to cover this bit here. He lectured axe makers of the 21st century at Ball State University, 1992. Listen to where he predicts the next, the President Trump, basically, totally, blatantly. Watch, listen.
What worries me is nothing will replace it. That we will have increasingly less in common. And now and again, whether you like it or not, you leave the TV on while you make a cup of coffee or something, and you accidentally get a bit of documentary work, or you accidentally get a bit of political discussion. With the fiber optic specialist channels, you won't. If you're a begonia-growing mud wrestling freak, that's all you'll see. Then who'll become president? Sorry. With the fiber optic specialist channels, you won't. If you're a begonia-growing mud wrestling freak, that's all you'll see. Then who'll become president?
You see? Wrestling. Trump was known even back then for the WWF stuff, right? So he's telling you blatantly that Trump was going to be placed as president, yeah? And then he puts his hand to his mouth in a very gay way. And also he dresses up as a woman in one of the episodes of Connections. Of course, he's a Mason, so you know how it goes. So there you go. There's him predicting Trump blatantly. And I'm not the only person that noticed that. There's other people in the comments of this also noticed it. Right, now, couple of extra things on Connections. I've watched episode 5 and episode 6 of Connections, his Connections documentary series from the late 70s. And he mentions submarines 3 times. You see a nuclear submarine once, you see a mural of a submarine another time, and then he mentions another submarine again. So you got your submarine fake nuke on Seattle. Also, the American Civil War is in episode 6. Well, of course, that's phase 5, isn't it? The Second American Civil War. So you've actually got it all. You've got phase 2, this one, the masks in the first episode. You got you got 9/11 all over it, of course, in episode 1 and episode 4. You've got phase 3, the Seattle false flag. He's in a space needle, and then you see him sitting in the Enola Gay with all the nuke references, fake nuke. You've also got the blackout, and he mentions 4/11. So, November the 3rd, November the 4th, 2020, I have to assume. And then you've got the 5th phase. All right, so let's move on to his Men on the Moon. Right, now this Texan here, Colonel Charles Duke, another Jewish name, Baron, like Baron Trump, right? Baron and Duke. These are also Jewish names. Duke, yeah, let's go into this Jewish guy here, playing the COINTELPRO role for a very long time, David Duke, Mr. KKK, Mr. 311. Then you've got Bill Duke, Boulay Masons here. And you've got Duke Johnson, so you've got Boris Johnson, Ulrika Johnson, Dwayne Johnson. Yes, like Jurassic Liars would say, he's got this son in his name. I'm not going to do it the way he does it. Only he can do it that way. With Charlie Kaufman, with a beard and dark-rimmed glasses, classic, and the curly hair. But this is Duke Johnson, right? I think that's that. So let's get back to Mr. Duke. Now I can just play it from here.
That you're just an average guy, that you put your pants on one leg at a time. Because first off, you go into a meeting or an audience and they expect you to float in your spacesuit and land on the stage. And when especially a young kid, and if you don't do that, it's almost boo hiss, get off the stage, you're a fake. Don't you do that?
That's why I projected the...
At a time, because first off, you go into a meeting or an audience and they expect you to float in your spacesuit and land on the stage, and when you, especially a young kid, and if you don't do that, it's almost boo hiss, get off the stage, you're a fake.
Don't you do that every time?
No, I've tried a couple of times.
That's why I projected the all-American boy image, clean cut, and I think at the time it was necessary. I mean, it showed it had a new hero worship in the country at a time when...
weren't you that image?
Well, I faked it. But no, it showed it had a new hero worship in the country at a time when...
weren't you that image?
Well, I faked it.
Now watch his eyes. Watch him roll his eyes. Look at his face. Oh. So they both said, "You're boo hiss, you're a fake," and then I faked it back to back. All right. Well, I've already shown you that over the years. Now the mission director, oh, you're gonna love this, Rocco Pistone. I mean, you couldn't get more Cosa Nostra, Freemason, Teamster, Mafia than Rocco Pistone. It's just a mafia, you know, called Freemasonry. Now, let's get to a very interesting bit about Buzz Aldrin at the beginning. Yeah, I'll do.
Where he retired in 1971, away from public gaze, except for a brief appearance in Chrysler commercials. Buzz Aldrin, with an engineering consultancy in Los Angeles, suffers from bouts of alcoholic depression.
Alcoholic depression. Well, you saw the three astronauts in that press conference after supposedly landing on the moon, totally depressed, totally uncomfortable with what they had to act through. Yeah. So why did he suffer from alcoholic depression? You see that Jewish name there, Parker, Carter, Parker, Palmer. Right now, let's see. Oh yeah, let's go back to, let's go to the end here, see if I can find 1:10. Might be difficult to find this one. Here we go, yeah, there. This is Duke again, listen.
Carefully put them in a little jar and took them down and turned them into the lunar receiving lab, because it's like having a stolen Rembrandt. You know, who can you show it to? And
who will believe you?
Yeah, who will believe you? I think it means more. I don't regret that I don't have one. I think my family does. It really meant a lot. Dottie could not believe it when I took them back. But we don't have one, and I don't ever expect it.
One,
no. Well, we have cross my heart.
You sure?
Cross my heart. Never. But it doesn't mean anything to me.
It doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean... Who would believe you that you had moon rock, that you collected, and it doesn't mean anything to me? And this is the guy who's just said, boo hiss, you're a fake. And of course you can see the Stanley Kubrick front screen projection technology here. You've got the stage in one dark grain, and then you've got a completely different grain, and this is in every single shot. This line, you can see it, the background completely different, no stars, that's just a fleck. Yeah, it's a stage. Anyway, let's see what else. We've got tons. Alright, I'll stop that one there to keep it shorter, and I'll carry on another video. Carry on.